Hi, welcome to the channel, Chris and Laura, and today we are going to make some hamburger buns because it's supposed to be really beautiful all week, so I plan on doing a whole bunch of grilling, at least for burgers anyways. So we are going to make some hamburger buns. The recipe that I have, it makes 8 of them, so that'll last the 3 of us for a few meals at least. I'm going to make them, the dough part anyways, in my bread machine, which I've already shown making French bread, but I didn't get to do a shout out for my sister. I got this bread machine from her. It's been over 20 years ago for Christmas. She bought it for me, and I still use it. I use it all the time to make the dough. It mixes the dough for you, does the kneading and all that stuff, and then it will do the first rise for you. So you can use a stand mixer. It does the same thing for a stand mixer. Or you can do it by hand, or however else you do it. I just use the bread machine to do the first part for me. So we're going to get started on it. Alright, so first we have a cup of warm water. You want it pretty warm. One cup of warm water that we're going to put in there. And then we need 1 1/8 teaspoons of salt. And then a tablespoon of sugar. And then 2 tablespoons of oil. You can use whatever oil. It says vegetable oil. I use I use olive oil or canola oil. I've used both. But you need 2 tablespoons of oil. And then we're going to do 3 1/2 cups of flour. I'm just using regular all-purpose flour. So we're just going to dump that right on in here. My sister Kathy actually is the one that gave me this recipe too. So, yay Kathy, I make them all the time. And now we want the yeast. We made a little well in the top of the flour. We want 1 packet of active dry yeast, or 2 1/4 teaspoons. And you know, being in Nebraska, we were at 2,500 feet for the elevation, I think. And here we're just about 7,500 feet. And I really haven't noticed that big of a difference in the bread making, yet. All I've made is French bread and hamburger buns so far. So I have made a couple cakes, but that I didn't notice a big difference either. Alright, so now we're going to put this into the bread machine. And mine, like I said, this is like 20 years old, over 20 years old. So I know the newer bread machines look nothing like this. But mine for the dough setting is number 7. So we're going to put that on number 7. And we're going to start it. And it'll take 1 hour and 30 minutes for it to knead and all that stuff, and we use the first few minutes to check it and make sure we don't need to add any more water or flour or anything. So we're gonna let that do its thing, and we will come back when it's time to put the buns together. Thanks. I've got it mixing up here. It's the flour stage. Mixed up pretty good in there. Vacuum with flour. Alright, so the dough is done. The hour and a half is up on it. So we're going to bring it over here. We're going to dump it onto a floured surface. Yes, I make sure I get every last bit, or close to it. And we gotta get the little paddle out of there. Move it around a little bit. And this will make 8 hamburger buns. So we're gonna cut a few out here, and then we're gonna measure them. You want them to be about 3.2-ish ounces. That'll make you get about an even 8. If you don't have a scale, then you can eyeball it too. I've done that. I did not get 8 of them when I eyeballed them. So you just keep cutting them and measuring them out at 3.2-ish. That's gonna end up being what they really are. I've got one that's 3.3. And this is ounces. 3.2 ounces. And I just steal from other ones a little bit until I get a good enough amount for that last one so they all look even. Alright, that's close enough. Alright, so to form your buns, you just kind of bring everything into the middle. Bring it in and pinch it. So it looks like a little dumpling, I suppose, huh? Make sure it's round. You put it on your pan. I'm sure there's probably a gentler way, but this is the way I do it. And they turn out pretty soft, don't they?
Yeah.
You want to try to keep it covered because the dough does dry out pretty fast. But this is a pretty quick process too, so it doesn't take very long.
Your apron.
Thank you. So do I.
Where'd you get it?
I got it from a very handsome fella for Christmas. Yep, I got it from my handsome husband. Alright, last one.
The more aprons I buy her, the more bread she will make me.
Well, I've only got 2. You better get busy.
Well, so far we've had French bread and now hamburger buns.
Yeah.
I better get to ordering.
Alright, so there they are. Now what you want to do is you want to flatten them. Flatten them right on out. bigger pan for this would be better, but this is what we have.
We have a bigger pan, it just won't fit in the oven.
Yeah. All right, now they're all flattened out. We're going to cover them and let them rise up for probably about 15 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes, and then we'll come back. All right, so the buns have rose. They've about tripled in size. We're going to put them in the oven. 350 for 15 minutes. I've got it on 17, but that's because of my oven. Let them bake for about 15 minutes or until golden brown, a light golden brown, or you tap it and it sounds hollow. And then I've also got about a tablespoon, a little over a tablespoon of butter here that I'm going to set on top of the oven and it'll melt while those are cooking. And then when they come out, I will put butter all over the top of them. It'll be delicious.
Yes, they will.
Everybody's going to be jealous.
They should be.
Because we get to eat them and they don't.
Well, we get to smell it too.
Yes,
that's
the best part.
Yeah.
All right, so the oven just went off. So we are going to pull the buns out of here. Looking good. Yeah. Real light golden brown. We got our melted butter. Just run it over the top of them. These, since it's just the three of us, I usually keep 4 out and freeze the other 4 until we're ready for them again.
This is fantastic.
I'm gonna pop them apart here. All right, so there they are. And we're going to have some burgers on the grill tonight with these bad boys. So I hope you enjoyed baking bread with me today. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, why don't you go ahead and do that right now. That helps us out quite a bit. And go ahead and like it and share it too, please. All right, thanks for joining us today. Bye.